Lent is coming up. This Wednesday we celebrate Ash Wednesday. So these days are good to begin to think what you are going to give up. Someone sent me an email with 19 things of different things you can give up for Lent that are not chocolate and sweets. These are some of them. Give up fear, give up entitlement, give up excusing yourself, give up the need to please everyone, and so on. You can find the complete list in the website of St. Mary's. But number 19 says, give up worry. God is in control, and worrying will not help. Give up worry. God is in control, and worrying will not help. This is the message of Jesus' gospel today. We need to worry less and trust more. Jesus says today in the gospel, do not worry about tomorrow. And he says this not only one time, but 6 times he says the same expression. Do not worry, do not be anxious. It's the same word he uses when he speaks to Martha. Martha, Martha, you are anxious about so many things. So Jesus exhorts us not to get worried, not to get preoccupied. To be preoccupied means to think that something evil will happen in the future, and you bring that future to the present, and it steals your peace. Being preoccupied also prevents you from loving, because when you are worried or preoccupied, you withdraw in yourself. And that's why Jesus says 6 times the same. Do not worry. Do not be preoccupied. That's how Jesus lived. He lived a worry-free life. But Jesus not only exhorts us not to be worried, he also gives us the reason why not to preoccupy. In this way, he's more than Bob Marley. Bob Marley says, don't worry, be happy. But Jesus says, yes, don't worry, be happy. Why? Because God is a providential Father. The key word is providence. It comes from pro-video, to see ahead. It means to see ahead. When Jesus says God will provide, he means God sees ahead. He sees more than you. He sees history. He sees your history. And he guides your life towards perfection. St. John Damascene, when defining providence, he says, we call providence to that care with which God looks after all existing beings. Providence is that will of God which grants each creature, all creatures, their appropriate direction. God the Creator is provident. His creative, conserving, and provident force is none other than his goodwill. So, St. John Damascene says, God creates, but also God provides. God creates the world, but then he guides the world. He does not abandon. That's the image Jesus uses. He creates the plants, the flowers. He creates the birds. But then he feeds them. He dresses the flowers. A good image is God builds a ship, and he puts the ship into the ocean. But he does not abandon the ship. He guides, he directs, he leads the ship to perfection. And that's true both of history, of humanity, of the destiny of this country. God is provident. He's guiding us guiding the courses of events without eliminating our freedom. In a mysterious way, He's guiding humanity to the port, guiding everything to perfection. But also, it's true about your life. There's a universal providence, but then a particular providence. In a mysterious way, right now, God is in the boat of your life, guiding you, leading you to perfection with all the things that happen, good and bad, things that you expected and things you did not expect. The hand of God is shaping, directing your life. He's providing for you. And that's why we should not worry. Providence is the antidote to preoccupation, because Jesus assures God knows what you need. And God will always give you what you need, today, but also in the future. Do not worry about the tomorrow. Worry about today. Do not worry about tomorrow, because God will take care of it. So Jesus exhorts us not to be worried, because God is provident. But then He gives us an attitude to face or to respond to providence. And the attitude is trust. He says today in the gospel, will He not provide for you, or you of little faith? Put it the other way around. He will provide for you. Have faith, have trust. And I don't know you, but in my life, I get preoccupied and worried about so many things. I feel or think so many times, I am in charge, I do everything, I am leading my life. I have to decide and I have to make decisions and I have to fight. And I enter this not worry-free life, but anxious and stressed out life, thinking God is not with me. And that's why Jesus says, have faith, have trust. What gives me hope is that He said the same to St. Peter 2 times. When Peter was sinking in the water, when he was walking, and when Peter was in the boat and the waves were shaking the boat, and they were almost sinking as well. Both times, Peter doubted the providence of God, the guidance, the presence, the care of Jesus. And both times when Peter was sinking and when Peter was shaking, Jesus said, "Why did you doubt, you of little faith?" In chapter 19 of the book of Acts, they put Peter to jail. Herod wants to kill him. So it is night, and next morning, Herod is going to kill St. Peter. What does St. Peter do? He goes to sleep. He grew in faith. He trusted. What happened to St. Peter? The angel came, opened the doors, cut the chains, and set him free. What happened to Herod? He died. Next day, Peter is free and Herod dies. Peter grew in faith, grew in trust. He knew that his life would always be in these providential hands of God and nothing will ever harm you. He knew that his task in life is to seek the kingdom of God, to take care of whatever Jesus wants from him, and God will take care of him. And the same is for you. In this Sunday, Jesus invites us all to make a radical, pure, complete act of faith, of abandonment, to realize that your life matters to God and He cares for you. And I need to seek His kingdom and everything will be given. You need to seek His kingdom, and everything will be given to you. You need to trust. So this week, as we begin Lent, I suggest two homeworks. One is reread this section of Matthew 6 and memorize one line or two lines of it. And when you feel worried, when you are invited to open the door of preoccupation, close it and open the door of trust. Repeat a phrase of this gospel. And the second thing you can do is to pray with a worry list. Write down all the things that make you worried. What I'm going to do when I finish college. How am I going to pay all these $10,000, $15,000? How am I going to get a job this summer? I'm getting old and I don't find like a future spouse or whatever. Whatever worries you, you write down and then you take them to Jesus. And you make an act of faith that He will provide.